Welcome back to Bigfoot Society. You're about to hear a special 10-minute teaser of today's members-only episode for Patreon supporters and YouTube channel members. I welcome back Todd Samples and Doug Chez from episode 269. We talk about their current research in the Bluff Creek area and also Doug's Class A sighting that happened earlier a few months back. You won't want to miss this one. Consider becoming a supporter. Thank you. All right, Bigfoot Society, got the privilege of talking to Todd Samples and Doug Chez tonight. I talked to them about a year and a half ago. They're Bigfoot researchers out there on the west coast of the U.S. But how are we doing tonight, guys?
Very good, very good.
Yeah, it's been a good night. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, but overall, it's been great.
Perfect. I'm excited to talk to you. I've heard a little bit about what you guys have been up to, but I'm going to go ahead and give the floor right over to you guys, and you can work it out how you would like since I've got the both of you here. But yeah, feel free to share what kind of things, exciting things you've been up to in the last time since we talked.
Well, we had a chance to go up to the Squatch Fest back in January. And we were to talk to Matt Pruitt, Cliff Berkman. But before we went, the day before Squatch Fest, we had gone squatching in Oregon. And that was a pretty good, we had a sighting, a Class A sighting. Doug and Carrie, actually, I actually didn't see it, but I was there.
Yeah, and during the whole course of the summer, we have been going up into the Bluff Creek area. There's also another area east of Orleans we've been going into and had some interesting experiences. After our original discussion with you about the snow prints and then later having discussions with Cliff, and he really recommended we start casting prints. So we've been doing that, and we've gotten some really nice prints. We're up to 6 now. We tried one method where you use the spray foam. It's not real effective, but plaster of Paris we've been using. And so interestingly, several of these prints are in the same area where we found those snow prints. So we know we're on to something in that area. We've had broken branches off trees. We've had tree knocks in the area. We even found what looked like a cave. Went back 2 weeks later and found that a tree had been broken and the entrance was covered, even though no humans had been there since we were last there. That was back in November. So it's been really good. We're just definitely liking the fact that we seem to be in a really hot spot right now. We also got to talk with Tate during the summer, so that was nice. And Jonathan Easley, they came and talked with us when we were at Louse Camp in this last summer, so that was fun too. And we done some research going up into December of 2023. We had an early snow. Couldn't get very far. And then later it all melted and we actually made it miles past where we had found those prints. But just recently we had some cold weather. And yesterday, as a matter of fact, we were looking in another area that's called The Right Place. And we cast a footprint, had some really interesting activity, as well as tried to get up to mile 10 and we couldn't make it in our 4-wheel drive. We had to walk a quarter of a mile to get there, but no footprints this year so far there anyway in the snow.
Now, the castings that you took near where the snow prints had been found, are those in a similar size to the ones you had found, or do you think it could be the same individual, or what are your thoughts as to what might be going on there?
Yeah, we found 2 prints, or two. We casted 2 prints. One in the little meadow that we camped out, and then one up by a place up by the mountain. And they were both the same size, 13 by 6 as the snow prints. So we assume it's the same creature.
Yeah, and what's interesting about that is one was on a hill, and we had taken it to the NABC, museum that Cliff has, and they looked at those prints and they go, "That is a Squatch." You could see the metatarsal break in it, and it's kind of exciting to think that there's a Bigfoot in that area that is staying in the area. And the one we found yesterday was bigger, though. The one at Wright's Place, it's 15 inches. So,
wow.
So that's pretty exciting.
So I'll ask, and up to you if you want to answer, but is the Wright Place in a similar area as to the snow tracks, or is it totally separate area completely?
Well, it's similar as far as probably the elevation. It's about the same elevation, I'd say, or pretty close. But it's probably 5 or 6 miles away. But it's on the other side. No, it's on the same side as Bluff Creek, right? Yeah. Just the snow prints were found on the Go Road. Wright's Place is off of Slade Creek Road, so it's a few miles away.
In fact, Slade Creek Road and the Wright Place is where Tate and Jonathan, they were going to do the Bluff Creek hike. That was going to be their first resupply spot. The gate's locked right now, so we had to hike it's about a little over 3 miles, I think, to the bottom. We didn't quite make it to the bottom, but quite a steep hike out, but the gate was locked. But we started walking down there, and we had some good activity. Todd had some tree knocks because he waded back. We had found this one spot where we found a huge pile of scat and several prints in the area. We decided to cast one, and it came out really nice. So then another person in the party, Caesar Sandoval, one of our friends that squatches with us a lot. In fact, he's actually had 2 sightings. We walked down further, and we didn't hear a whole lot, but Todd, we had walkie-talkies. We're starting to get a little bit more proficient, and he started saying that he was hearing stuff around him since we left him. But on the way back, we found another pile of that same type of scat that hadn't been there when we hiked down. It was that fresh. So we came to the conclusion that we were being watched and they were doing some things. So that's pretty exciting.
So I want to make sure I have a few things right. So, because I can kind of picture the map in my head a bit. So the area where they were going to have the first, pretty much, if they had kept going on their hike, they would have gone into an extremely squatchy area, which is what I can get from that. But they didn't make it because, well, the rapids were pretty dang treacherous, as listeners probably will remember. That's ironic. Wow, man. But
in fact, if you see the rapids right now, because it's spring, oh my goodness, Bluff Creek is just pure rapids, just white water. In fact, they're repairing the bridge right now. So it's kind of amazing to just think that. And what's amazing too is Fish Lake, which is off of Bluff Creek Road, is just literally across Bluff Creek. So, and it's not far from another famous place called Twin Lakes. But right now you can't get much past Wright's Place. We tried to go up the hill there further and ran into snow because we were thinking, oh, wow, it's pretty melted. Let's try to get up to Cedar Camp. And we went about 2 miles past Wright's Place up the hill and ran into huge amounts of snow. So that turned us back. And then we went to the Go Road and found the same issue.
Was there a certain reason that you had chosen that area as a new research area? Maybe things you had heard from other people, or different types of research you've done by yourself?
Well, we've seen a video that I think Tate did. I think his some of his extra footage, and they were down at Rice Place, and we figured, well, it's wintertime, but maybe we can get down there.
Bigfoot Society is now actively pursuing the next step of becoming a full-time podcast. In order to do this, we've figured it out, and we need roughly 700 more people in the Patreon. Today we had 2 people sign up. Special shout out to Sean and Amanda. Thank you so much for believing in the podcast and supporting us. In order to hear the rest of this special members only episode with Doug and Todd, and it's a hour long in all, you can become a Patreon member over at patreon.com/the Bigfoot Society, or you can become a YouTube channel member and hear the episode that way. Thank you again for your support. And if you are not a supporting member, please make sure that you share this episode or your favorite Bigfoot Society episode with a friend. That greatly helps, and I appreciate you all listening. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.